Next, we have Lucas Margulis from Lu Creative. He's always had an affinity for the entertainment, fashion, cannabis, and events industry. Years later, he naturally developed a desire for entrepreneurship, launching companies such as Label Line, Lazy Pants, and Pure Entertainment. Educating clients and contradicting the stigma became the first leading factors behind High Bar. Their first official event in 2018 made High Bar the first in Canada to offer such services. So, Mark, welcome. Good to see you again.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Wild.
I have so many questions. Like,
bring it on. I'm happy.
Stigma around cannabis. So, because I've as DJs coming from the bar scene, telling people, hey, last call at the bar, like, is that legal or not? There's always a debate, like, should you even call last call? And then kind of promoting alcohol use at public events, but then at private events, I sometimes don't want to call last call. So, like, the alcohol's, like, that's a whole conversation. But then what is some stigma you found about, like, are you working alongside beer sponsors or combating with? Like, is it like this or is it like that?
So I wouldn't say we're like that. The reason is we're not trying to compete or put anybody under the bus. We're just wanting to provide an alternative option that guests already want. Prior to legalization of cannabis has always been at events. Just wasn't regulated, and obviously that cannabis wasn't necessarily social cannabis, so it might cause guests to get tired, paranoid. So the stigma around cannabis is really based on what was cannabis prior to legalization, which has some relevance to it, because cannabis can be very disruptive in an event if it's the wrong kind of cannabis. So what we kind of did with High Bar is we tried to facilitate a bar experience that is not offensive to people that don't consume cannabis, so it's odorless, all the good stuff, but also for people that are consuming the cannabis, it's designed to be social. So, you don't want to get people getting anxiety or tired, burning out during a social event. So everything is designed so that people dance the night away, have a good time, and have that alternative. So whether you want to smoke a joint, vape a glass out of a glass, or just have a glass of a mocktail or a water infused with cannabis. The benefits are you can have all the fun, but without the hangover. So, it's a win.
So more sativas than indica couch?
So it's funny, sativa and indica actually is not a relevant way of deciding how to consume cannabis.
Like terpenes or?
Yeah, terpenes and cannabinoids. So when you're looking at sativa and indica, it's really just the plant structure, right? So how it's grown. But really, when you're looking at the effects of cannabis, you're looking at terpenes, flavonoids, cannabinoids. So as a company, we have to assess what is the perfect formula that works for social events. And we've done that. And we but we connect with LPs and learn about their products to discover which is the best products available in Canada legally that can be served in events to create that fun atmosphere. Especially for DJs, you don't want to ruin the crowd. You want the music good, you want the crowd to be good. So we designed the bar, especially my background as a DJ, I wanted to make sure that the crowd was always up and energetic so that the vibe is always good.
We want them to get high, not stoned.
Exactly, yeah great one. I'm taking that,
I got lots more. Just trying to pick up what you're putting down. We've done a lot of pro pot events, even like for Mark Emery being the MC at the Marijuana March on the 420 and that kind of stuff. Even one for somebody that is a leader in the event, in the cannabis events. But there was so much smoking at that one that they didn't dance. So yeah. I've seen that line of like, maybe it's just a private thing, or like it was more a Jamaican kind of thing, or
whatever. When it comes to cannabis community events, it's always strong cannabis. It's not designed for social events.
Medicinal or
no, not even that. Like
mortally wounded.
Yeah, they just want to get really high. So, and I get it. We've done events for that kind of crowd, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But majority of events that we do are not cannabis events. The majority of events we do are just regular events: weddings, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs. Anywhere there's alcohol being served.
Yeah.
The responsible thing is to serve guests that you love an alternative option that doesn't cause cancer.
Right.
Right. Just healthy alternatives.
So, what is like a window of invest? Like, first of all, okay, do you have to get like an SOP or some kind of licensing? Because I know it's like not for sale. Like, how do like as if I was an event planner, what are the legal things?
So the first thing you would want to do is you want to
cross my T's.
Totally. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to hire High Bar. Hire us as a company. Because if we're not there, guess what? The cannabis will still be there, but it will be unregulated. Meaning, people are going to bring cannabis that might not be legal, They won't have a receipt on site. You can't prove anything. So if you're a licensee, if a venue serving alcohol, you can lose your liquor license.
Right.
But if you have High Bar there, what we do is we facilitate the procedures to make sure that the cannabis is legal, that none of the bylaws are being broken, that all the regulations are followed. That way, no one can lose a license, no one can get arrested. Every procedure in place is to reduce liability and risk. And that's really what High Bar is all about, reducing the risk, providing a fun, healthier alternative. And honestly, like, everyone loves it. It's the bar that everybody wants, just might not have heard of yet.
And so what's like a starting window of investment to get something in, like just a little taste of it in the door?
My
like
God.
where would it start to have? I guess you'd have a bud tender or somebody bringing
So
product.
we have packages.
And,
so we have 3 experiences that we find are the most popular, though we have multiple others available. Our 3 most popular are our infusing experience, which we were talking about, infusing non-alcoholic beverages. It could be non-alcoholic wine, non-alcoholic champagne. It could be bubble tea.
It's really benign.
Benign, exactly. Then we do pre-rolls, the flower bar. And part of that is a sensory station experience where guests would come up, they're gonna smell all the different cultivars. Between smelling...
Cultivars, what's that now?
So you know, you use the term strain.
Strain, yeah.
So cultivar is actually the proper term.
Like
to call it.
terpene mixture?
No, the
of,
flower
like,
itself, the type of flower it is. So the cultivar could be White Widow, the cultivar could be AK-47. The strains are actually for plants like viruses and stuff like that, where
like almost like tree
cultivars are
branches of family of the like different.
Well, the terpenes are the essential oils that you find in the plants, and in multiple different kind of plants as well, fruits and vegetables. So in regard to the terpenes, we focus on terpenes that don't turn people like more mellow. We want like limonene, for example, that gives people a little more energy.
Like citrusy lemon.
Yeah. So
that's my jam.
It's my jam. I'm growing White Widow right now, and
Right
it
on.
smells like pine sol. It's fucking epic.
Love it.
So,
Okay.
you know, you're combining the cannabinoids, the terpenes, all those will give a certain effect, and that causes a great outcome for a social setting versus what you saw was probably just the strongest, most popular cannabis sold in the dispensaries being given out for marketing purposes, right?
Yeah.
That will not work in a social setting.
Yeah, we did the consumption launch for that Kind magazine at Cabana.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, I saw you guys there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't able to serve cannabis for some weird reason.
It wasn't necessarily a dance party, but it was fun to have like people outside and.
It was a good vibe. It's a cool space.
Yeah.
And then the last service we have is the Vape on Tap, where we offer vapor in a glass, like a cognac glass, and you can drink it out of a glass or through a straw if you're wearing lipstick. So 3 experiences very popular in our social settings.
And what's the range of investment, just money-wise?
Cost-wise,
ballpark.
our lowest price point is $15.49 plus tax, and that includes the bud tender, the serving, and one of the experiences.
That's a bargain, yeah.
The cost of cannabis is dependent on the service. So if you're doing flower, you're looking about $100. If you're looking at drinks, it's about $1 a drink. That's it, $1 a drink, man. How much is an alcoholic beverage, right?
Yeah, there's...
and then in regard to the vape on tap, for the entire night, about $30.
So there's never any cash transaction. It's just they buy you, they buy the product, and then
they're paying us to be the bartenders and to educate the guests. The cannabis is gifted from the client.
Right.
That's it. So they're sharing it for free. There's no one selling any cannabis.
Yeah, so I'm trying to wrap my head around how this works.
Yeah.
It's like...
So let's say, for example, you're having a house party.
Yeah.
You could hire High Bar, or you could just buy cannabis and share it. The difference is if you take cannabis at a party, put it on a table, and leave, you're liable if anyone intoxicated takes a joint, or overconsumes, or drives home. You know, so are you insured to do that? There's so many layers to it.
So you have like licensing, insurance, like what are all the, I guess a few...
We have $5 million in liability insurance policy. Of course, our venues can be placed on our policy.
Yep.
We can assist our clients with getting day of insurance as well. It's about $400 to $500 for day of. Covers everything from alcohol, cannabis, and you're all safe. That's an option for all our clients as well. We do recommend it.
How far outside the GTA? Like, are you doing
all over
all
Canada.
of Ontario?
I've been in Vancouver, Alberta. They fly us all over the country. Anywhere cannabis is legal, we are able to facilitate the High Bar experience.
Oh, so certain states and whatnot.
Not in the States.
Not
Unfortunately,
in the States,
it's still federally illegal
there.
there.
That's what I'm getting, yeah.
Fix that. It's bad, right? I can't even go to the States and smoke cannabis as a Canadian citizen. It would be illegal.
Right.
So be nice for them to federally legalize it, but we'll see what happens in the States.
Has anything changed like before the time we will not mention or after the time we will not mention? Like, is your business trajectory the same, or did things get really
So I definitely took the time to really figure myself out more, and then really, all right, if I'm not working, what can I do on the back end of the company? So we did like mobile services where we drop off like a bong at your house. We came up with some unique ways to like generate revenue during the COVID, but second it was over, like we had to start running again, like insane, busier than ever, because I think the benefit from COVID for us was that a lot of people tried cannabis for the first time. There was a lot of people trying it medicinally.
Oh, right. So, idle hands.
Right? And so, yeah, you know, it's just funny because when people come to the bar, 99% of the guests that come to the bar entire the night are seniors. They love the bar the most because they are the biggest consumers.
Novelty.
Well, they also consume cannabis the most in this country.
Seniors. Seriously?
Yeah, medicinally. Leg inflammation.
Right.
So they dose anywhere from 20 to 30 milligrams every night, if not higher. I serve 1 milligram beverages that are balanced. So there's no risk of overconsumption. Plus, they're older. They care about their health. They want to take care of their body. So why drink alcohol, which makes you feel like crap the next day?
Totally, yeah.
When you can drink a cannabis beverage, have fun, no hangover, and if you drink it with water and lemon, no sugar, it's a healthy beverage.
I'm not used to these beverages. Does it take like 10, 20 minutes to kick in, like eating a mushroom or something?
No. So it's interesting. So it's really depending on the individual in regards of their dosage. So I can eat 600 milligrams, I'm okay. Though somebody can have 2 milligrams and that's all they'll need. So we serve 1 milligram beverages on purpose because we don't want anyone to overconsume. It's also activated, so within 5 to 10 minutes, it's already fully kicked in. So when you line up at the bar, and trust me, it's gonna take a long time to get your next beverage because our bar is always busy. By the time you get to the bar, it's already fully kicked in. You can make a decision if you want to stop. So whether you drink a beer, you're good, you're not feeling
like
anything.
when you're eating food, you got to give yourself 10, 20 minutes for the
Even
stomach
the
to send the
flower,
email to your brain that you've
Even
had
a joint,
enough.
right? Maybe wait 5 minutes after one toke. We'll ask all these questions. What we do provide is on site, most of our events, depending on the package, a cannabis sommelier. Always on site to answer those questions, educate guests, reduces all the risk of overconsumption, and really just teach people how to smoke, people how to drink it. You know, I'm sure you smoke cannabis, you cough? You ever cough?
You don't get off unless you cough.
So I'll teach you something.
I'm joking.
If you inhale about 30% oxygen before you inhale your flower, and then exhale immediately, you'll get the full effect. You will not cough, and now you've smoked cannabis properly.
So start breathing in air and then put the smoke in
Oxygen is good. Why would you deprive of oxygen?
That's how I feel about too many candles in these bloody venues. I'm
Right?
like the canary in the
Let's
mine.
stop with the
going,
candles. Stop with the candles. Yeah.
There's never a plan to blow them out.
I'm a candle-free house.
I've
just so you
had,
know.
drinking in open flames.
Yeah, it's got to go crazy. So, it's really unique the way we approach it because we don't want people over-consuming.
Interesting, yeah. Wow, okay. I don't know what's missing. What's the missing piece that people need to know about?
I think what people just really need to know is that it's legal. It can be provided in any venue, as long as the venue is comfortable with it. It's not illegal. It's legal. Cannabis can be consumed in a liquor license establishment.
Yeah.
You just can't smoke cannabis following the smoking bylaws. So you can drink it, you can eat it, you could smoke outside in a designated smoking area. There's multiple ways to experience it, but honestly, just come check it out. Visit the website, watch a video, come see us at an event, try it.
And where do they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a website, www.highbarcanada.com. We're on Instagram, Highbar Canada.
Yeah.
We're on LinkedIn, every platform pretty much.
Okay, right on. Have you seen any obstacles from like venues? Because I know I was at one at the weekend. It just says, obviously maybe they're a bit more church-going conservative folks, but it says no cannabis to be consumed on the property.
Yeah,
so like people step off property.
I think it's
like,
a ridiculous thing to say because
I guess each client could just put their fist down and say, no venue, we're spending 50 grand here, and we'll decide what the rules are on our day.
Well, the venue could decide they don't want someone in, they don't have to let them in. It's a private venue, it's their choice. What I will say is that if the venue tells the client they're not allowed to have cannabis there because it's illegal, that's not true and that's false information.
Oh,
What you cannot do is you cannot smoke cannabis in a public space, right? So
you have to make it a private space?
Or smoke where you're smoking cigarettes on the sidewalk. Treat it like a cigarette in regards of how you're consuming it, right? But there's so many different rules depending in the city. So we did a wedding in Markham at the Hilton where the bylaws state you cannot smoke cannabis anywhere but your private residence. So we know all the laws. We will make sure that as a client, we facilitate the experiences based on what is allowed or what is not allowed, and we go from there. We'll establish that for you, no risk.
I want to do some events with you guys.
I can't wait to work with you. Your music combined with our bar, it's gonna be a fucking party.
Absolute
I love
pleasure
it.
to see you again, man.
too,
yeah,
man.
thanks for coming
Thanks
out.
for having me.
Yeah.
All the best.